What's going on, YouTube? Today I figured I would give you a rundown on all of the projects that I have lined up for me. One of them is, well, current, because we have winter rolling up on us real quick since it's the beginning of November. So that would be this thing right here. This is my mock. I'll get into that here in a second because it's a long story on that one. And then I have the big red right here that you've seen in previous videos. And then the little one, the little 110, even though it says 125 on it, it's a 110. Because that's the seat that actually wasn't broken. Now this one right here, this 200X, is one that I've slowly been working on. Now I'm missing parts for it. That's why I can't ride it right now. I repainted everything. The motor came out of a 200S that the front neck kind of fell apart on me. So I grabbed this frame that had been sitting out behind the barn at the farm for probably 15 or so years. And I decided I'm going to start doing it on that. And it'll be the first full suspension one that I've had myself. So this will be exciting because I would like to jump it. I really do want to jump it. And then I have this girl right here, which is a 250R. Now this one would be next on the list in the summer, because this one, I believe the only thing I'm going to need for this girl is actually a pipe and to clean it up, because it's really bad. It's been sitting out behind the garage for probably at least 10 years. Just sat there. And then here we go is a 250 Tri-Z. I started tearing into this a little while ago. This one seized up on the brothers while they were driving it. So essentially that's going to need a whole new top end. Hopefully that's all it needs. And then I have another big red back here. Now this one is last on the priority list because I pulled the cam out of that one for the other big red because I needed the pin that was in the spark advance mechanism. So that's all the summer projects. Now if we get over here back to the snowmobile, I'll get into this thing. Now this machine was a Mach 1 to start with, but when I bought it, someone had converted it to an 809, which is the 800cc triple, and that thing was a monster when I had it running. It really was. It took off like a bat out of hell. But the motor blew up on me an hour after I drove it, or hour into riding it, and we sent it out to get the motor rebuilt for it. And when we put it back in here, something wasn't right with it. And then being a rookie to these liquid cools, well, I did a no-no. I didn't let it warm up enough before I got into it, and I was really hard on the gas because I was frustrated with the machine. And well, the thermostat opened up, cold water came in, and the cylinders shrunk around the pistons. So I cold seized it. Now I didn't know anything about that till last year. Now I know. So do my brothers. So I got the jugs all cleaned up, and I got new pistons for it. We were able to save the jugs, so we just got to put this one back together. And hopefully I'll be doing that tomorrow. But I put a bunch of custom stuff on here because, well, I like toys. So what I did was I put a big electric start button on here because that way you can get your glove onto it no problem. And then I put 3 EGT gauges up here so they're nice, bright, and blue so I can see them. Right in my face when I'm riding in case I get too hot. And then I put a set of underbodies on it, and I have halos and headlights, and off completely because no snowmobile lets you take them off for whatever reason. Safety, I'm sure. And then I have a voltage gauge right here. So hopefully here tomorrow I will get started on this machine because I need to get this one going. I'm ready to ride it. It sucks I didn't get a chance to ride it last year. The only thing that is still a what if is whether or not I can get the motor spaced right, because the reason why I was frustrated with it last year is because the RPMs wouldn't get high enough for me. They did not want to get up into prime power. It really struggled. Felt like the power fell off. So essentially, I think what had happened is this motor has completely custom motor mounts on it. They're aluminum. It's supposed to be this rubber piece in the middle of them, and it's not on this one. So I think that the clutches are too far apart from each other, so the belt is the wrong size, which binds up the motor. Because two strokes don't make torque, but they make horsepower. So if I can't get this motor to wind up enough, I can't even get the horsepower out of it. So I have some measurements from a Grand Touring 809, and I'm going to make sure that the belt that I have is the exact same as that one. And I measured from the center of the clutch, from the center of this bolt right here, I don't know if you can see it, to the center of this bolt right down there. And those are the measurements that I'm going to apply to this to make sure that hopefully I don't have a clutch spacing issue, and it should just get right up on power. I'm really excited to ride this thing because right now it should be the fastest thing we have in our snowmobile fleet. Now I also have to help my brother Martin with one of his machines because both of his are down from the end of last season. He has a stator, hopefully, that's all it needs, to put in his F6. His F7 needs a whole new motor because it was a big bore kit on an F7. Well, it didn't work out so well for him. He burnt up 3 different pistons, I believe. So we're going to just turn that one all the way back to stock, and hopefully that'll be just fine. So that is my project list. Pretty big, and that's just over here. There's other projects that we have going on over at the farm. Snowmobile trailer, one of the other snowmobiles just needs a cable replaced. And we have just so many various projects going on. So I figured I would give you an update, and hopefully all of this stuff will be on the channel as soon as I can get the money to actually work on them. But for right now, this girl right here is my pride and joy. I got to get this one running because I miss that power. This thing is so fast. So if you like this video and you might want to see some more, give me a subscribe. Let's see what we can come up with together, because I want to take some feedback off the comments. So give us a subscribe. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll be seeing more of you guys. Thank you.